This podcast may contain coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello and welcome to Behind the Streams, where we interview amateur streamers, learn about their stream, life, and more. Now, welcome our hosts, Cameron and Scorpion.
Welcome back to the second half of Season 1 of Behind the Streams. I'm your host Cameron with a new co-host, Scorpion313. Welcome to the podcast, dude. To begin, I just wanted to let the listeners know for the next few months, Terminologic will be taking a step back to focus on his coaching for his softball, I believe it is. And he will still be part of the podcast, but he'll be more back-end, focusing on like all our editing and all our cool music and stuff that we have in between each segment. But with that said, I would like to give a very warm welcome to our new host, Scorpion.
Hey, how's it going? Thanks so much. I really enjoy the opportunity to be part of the Behind the Streams.
I enjoy having you here already.
It's much appreciated. So just a real quick synopsis. I mean, everyone's here to listen to the podcast and hear more about the streamers. I myself am a streamer as well, Scorpion313. Do a lot of variety streaming, but mostly simulation and RP based.
Pretty cool. I actually met you in a flight sim, so...
Yeah, absolutely. FS Cloud, I think it was.
It was FS Cloud over on, I believe you were P3D and I was FSX.
Yeah, either that or X-Plane. I think I had actually gone to X-Plane at that point.
Ah. Well, I guess it was kind of, how can we put it? A good mistake, the way we met. Because
right.
You thought that the Unicom was local.
Right. Yep. I was just calling out. I can't even remember what I said now, but I was just calling out over Unicom communications in the server or on FS Cloud, and I didn't realize that it broadcasted like my voice all over the world, and you actually stumbled upon my stream based on that. So I was like, whoa, I didn't know that.
So let's have a little question for you then.
Right.
In the past couple of weeks, because I know you're a listener, you were a listener to the podcast previous to me inviting you to become a host.
Yeah, absolutely.
What have you been up to since our last episode, I guess?
Well, the last couple of weeks I've kind of taken, honestly, a backseat approach to my Twitch streaming. Just, real life always comes first, and there's been a lot going on in real life. But I'm kind of gearing up for the GTA RP stuff again. Trying to focus on my voice and get into character and things like that. Obviously, I'll still be doing some flight sim streaming, things like that. But the last couple of weeks, I've been jumping into a couple of roleplay servers on GTA and kind of getting my feet wet again and trying to get back into that scene.
Oh yeah. For those who don't know, I'm quite big into my roleplay too. And it's actually funny you mention that, because last night I actually started playing GTA roleplay for the very first time in a very long time.
Oh, did you? Nice.
Yeah. I was actually playing with I believe 2 podcasts ago, our guest on there, On Fire.
Okay.
I was playing on a certain server. I don't know if we're gonna drop names for servers, but
I don't see any reason why not. They're public servers usually, or public with the ability to whitelist.
okay, so I'll drop names. It was Greenleaf.
Oh, were you on there? Okay.
Yeah, I was playing with On Fire. Had a blast. And one person I been playing roleplay with for a very long time was also online at the time, Ali.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, she was up in Sandy Shores, so.
Oh, was she? All right. Man, I missed it.
I didn't manage to bump into her though.
Right. Yeah, well, it's kind of hard to randomly bump into one of the officers on the server, but yeah, it's a really fun server. I mean, honestly, like, not trying to promote or anything like that. I'm part of multiple servers, but Greenleaf has been a really, really cool place. They're all very welcoming, and the RP is pretty decent there too.
I agree. Within the first 10 seconds of me joining, I encountered a cop.
Okay.
Yeah, I decided to sit outside Mission Row, and he comes over to me. Hey, you might want to get you might want to get up off of the ground. The hobo's pissed there.
Oh, that's too funny. Yeah, the cops on there are epic. I mean, honestly, like I watch more of the LEO RP streams of their guys than anything. I don't know. For some reason, I'm more fascinated with that aspect, the law enforcement side of the Twitch streamers. But they've got some fantastic cops over there. So
I can't agree more. But also the civilians over there. I suppose since Arma 3, roleplayers kind of got the face of toxicity
right,
when it comes to the quote unquote civilians.
yeah, there have been.
I find the civilians over on Greenleaf to be very mature when it comes to roleplay.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I almost chalk that up to a lot of the old Arma 3 days. Uh, you know, you always have to base off of something, right? You have to have a base in order to grow off of it. And I think I truly believe that the Arma RP days led way to the new GTRP environment. I mean, there's a lot of RPers that I've run into that I know that I played with back in the Arma 3 days or even Arma 2. And they've developed their characters better. And GTA also has I guess a better eye candy interface, or better graphical interface that is more realistic, so it gets people more immersed maybe.
Yeah, and I think what it is with GTA as well, you don't have to use your scroll wheel to interact with things as well.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Now we just have to do the /me or whatever,
Yeah.
the whole type RP,
Uh-huh.
or what do they call that, text RP.
Yeah, text RP, type RP. That's been a thing since San Andreas, I guess. So before that.
Yeah.
This is the BTS Streamer News with Cameron and Scorpion? I thought the other guy's name was Terminal Logic. Am I in the right place? Yes? No one tells me anything around here.
This week in the news, TwitchCon returning to San Diego this year from September 27th to 29th. Only the second time that it's been there. Last time it was in 2016. The first inaugural TwitchCon Europe will be this year as well. And that will be in April of this year in Berlin, Germany. I suppose that'll be a great thing for us Europeans, not having to spend like $400, $500 on flights alone.
Oh, absolutely. If not even more. Like the last I checked, to get over to the UK, it was like anywhere from $800 to $1,200. So it'll be nice that TwitchCon actually has something going on over, as we say, across the pond, so that you guys can partake in it as well without having to break the bank.
Oh yeah, across the pond and a bit more.
Right. Well, and it's also cool that it's returning to San Diego. Because in years past it's been elsewhere, and finally it comes back home.
Definitely. I mean, Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't the first ever one in San Diego?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. The very first one was in San Diego.
That's cool. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's returning home.
And also, Tetris 99 has become a big hit on Twitch lately. So it's a battle royale style of Tetris that pits 99 players against each other to see who can be the last one standing. So far, it's already had 40,000 plus viewers on average on Twitch. And like normally, the category has a real small viewership, where as Tetris 99 has actually been broadcasted by 155 streamers at over 9,000 viewers on the second day after release. That's incredible that it took off that fast.
That's crazy, my dude.
40, I mean, can
Wow.
you even imagine that? 40,000 plus viewers on average.
That's that's insane.
And I remember Tetris, like the original Tetris, like back on the old Nokia phones, and
Oh yeah.
it was a blast. So, I honestly I think it's getting a lot of its popularity because, younger people are wanting to see like what probably their parents were experiencing on the very first one of the very first games on their cell phones. Um or on, like, what was that called? The Nintendo portable, help me out.
Oh god. Game Boy?
Yes, yes, yes. Game Boy and Game Boy Advance, and then the Nintendo DS.
Yes, yes,
Um
okay, there we go.
I used to play Tetris on the Game Boy religiously in my childhood. So, and probably a lot of people my age and right around my age are kind of reminiscing, going, "Hey, let's stream this on Twitch," and
Oh
watching it like
yeah.
crazy.
I mean, fun story. I've never owned a Game Boy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're probably kind of beyond your time, like, or before your time.
No, I'm pretty sure people had Game Boys were around my age when they were younger, but I was just never lucky enough to have one.
Right. Well, you'll have to get one now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can get one for like 15, £20.
Oh, I'm sure they've gone way down in price now.
And a young Twitch streamer gets a donation to buy his very first virtual reality headset. While playing Portal 2, the streamer, I'm probably going to rip his name here, Snailboy808, was asking for donations that he could get a VR headset. He had raised $5 of a $400 goal when someone unexpectedly surprised him with a large donation of $345 to complete his goal. The donation by Binary Power led Snailboy's clip to skyrocket to 35.6 thousand plus views and nearly led him to tears. Just goes to show that there is some love, that there is some love in the gaming community. I mean, let's be honest.
That's insane.
If I got donated that much, oh, I'm sure if you got donated that much, I wouldn't be able to talk. I wouldn't be out.
Oh no, no. Heck, after one sub, I go nuts. Like, I get a sub on Twitch, and I'm like, oh my god, somebody's actually willing to watch, and they're actually willing to support. If I got $345 just to complete whatever it was, oh, I'd be jumping around. I might actually turn the face cam on.
And that's a rare occurrence.
Right, exactly. That is insane though. Like a clip to 35.6 thousand views. And more
Yeah.
these days it's probably higher.
Oh yeah, I was just about to say it's probably much more than that now.
Oh, I'm sure. But that's, it really is cool though. There's people out there that are willing to support somebody to try to have them achieve their goal.
It's so heartwarming to see stories like this.
It really is, because that person, that Snail Boy, was obviously really hardcore into wanting to get into VR and just couldn't quite make the bill. And so some random person drops in and completes the donation for him, and now he's probably playing VR all the time.
And I hope he's enjoying what he's doing as well, because from what I've heard, VR is quite the experience.
Oh yeah, I've heard quite a few people, especially like back to the whole sim world. There's a lot of people using VR in the sim world, and it's definitely a lot more immersive.
Oh yeah, I noticed that watching a few streamers, but I just no, I couldn't. I'd probably get vertigo.
Oh, same here. I'd get motion sickness, vertigo, and everything else. I have to stop the stream. I see it the most in DCS world. A lot of people use VR in DCS world, and it's just like I definitely wouldn't be able to do it. I'd be now VR chat though, something like that, or some of the other games. I don't know if you've seen it, but there's a clip on YouTube of a guy that's playing a combat game. I can't remember the title of the game now. But he figures out that you can run up to somebody holding a gun and eject their magazine. So
Oh
he
yes,
runs around and he ejects all of his buddies' magazines, and then he goes into public servers and he's just ejecting everyone's magazines out of their rifle.
I
It's
seen
hilarious
that.
to watch.
Yes.
And
Um.
of course, the person looks around like, where'd it go? It's like, you missed.
Yeah. Oh man, what was it? I know exactly who you're talking about. I just can't remember his name.
That was hilarious to watch. Rogue Shadow.
Rogue
Yeah, it
Shadow.
was Rogue Shadow on YouTube.
Ladybird, I won't kill you today. No need to spoil my luck, but don't go too far away. Queen of ants, I'll let you live. Why not? The king of my heart has just arrived to make me well betrothed. One, two, three. When were you free? 4, 5, 6 disappeared on your face. 7, 8, 9 catch me to be mine.
On today's show, we level up with our guest LevelUpRob. Welcome to the show, man. How's it going?
Yeah, good. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, anytime. So you're a variety streamer on Twitch, right?
I am indeed. Yes, I've not really found a game that I can delve into, like just playing that. But that's kind of my play style, really. I switch games more like anything.
Right. So you do more of the FPS, or have you done any like real-time strategy RPGs?
It's kind of RPGs. I'm definitely like, looters is my thing. Looters is definitely my thing. First person shooters I do enjoy as well, especially like games like Titanfall 2 and sometimes Call of Duty. But as with most competitive first person shooters, I am terrible. So it's more the ranking up sort of thing that I would like. But looters is definitely sort of my kind of thing, like Destiny, Warframe, Path of Exile. That I could just spend hours playing those games.
All
Nice.
right.
All right.
What's your views on kind of like the PUBG type of battle royale type things?
Well, I love the concept of battle royale. Not so much for the games, but I mean, I was a fan of the films. I mean, like a lot of people probably don't remember the films now, but I was a massive fan of the concept of battle royale. But also PUBG, I think is my favourite out of the genre. With Ring of Elysium second. Fortnite, I am shocking at Fortnite. The building, I can't get my head around the building at all. I mean, Apex, obviously, I've just started playing. That's another game I'm terrible at. But PUBG and Ring of Elysium, I definitely do enjoy.
Right. Yeah, I can relate with you on the whole Fortnite. I tried it out. I gave it a shot. It's the same thing, you know. Can't just like I can't wrap my mind around building at the same time as trying to go after somebody.
Yeah, it's just by the time I've got myself my first weapon, I go to shoot someone, and he's built a castle already.
Right.
Yeah, I'm shocking at Fortnite too. The two shouldn't be together. It's like if
It's
you wanna,
like
it's
someone,
like it's like
so
if,
someone thought Minecraft and first-person shooters should go together.
exactly what I was just about to say. If you want to build something, go and play Minecraft. I guess my first question to you would be, what got you into streaming?
I think for me it goes back to the early days of YouTube. I mean, before streaming, it was Let's Plays, and I always wanted to do like Let's Plays. But back in the day, especially during like the PS3 era, we had nothing like we've got today. I mean, like with PlayStation 4, you can be a content creator straight out of the box, whereas PS3, you needed all these extra stuff available. So when I'd say, well, my streaming career probably began on PlayStation 4, and that was literally just like, clicking the share button and not even having a camera at the time. But that first time I went live was the most daunting thing I've ever done. It was absolutely like you click live, and you just sort of sat there going, what do I do now?
Right.
Yeah, right.
I think it must have been like, I don't think I saw anybody in chat for like 8 to 9 months. I mean, this was before I even knew about the integration of like, especially branching out on Twitter. But back then, it was just, you click the share button and you're just playing a game for 2.5 hours.
I mean, yeah, it can feel that way at the very beginning of streaming, can't it? Like, you can't really understand how to get the viewers, I guess. And
Yeah.
with like you said, going from YouTube to Twitch, I assume is what you started on, live streaming.
No, actually, I think I actually started streaming on YouTube, because I think I had a YouTube channel anyway, just mainly for viewership, really, not so much content for myself, but that's where I used to save all my favourite videos to a playlist. I don't know if I've still got it now, but yeah, I used to just go live on YouTube, and this is before I even really knew what Twitch was. I mean, when I first had the PlayStation 4, you could go live, and I saw Twitch as an option, but at the time I didn't know what Twitch was. But I knew what YouTube was, so at the time I started just going live on YouTube. And then the good thing about that I found at the time is it automatically saved to your YouTube channel. So like if you that was kind of like my Let's Plays, if you know what I mean. So I didn't really grasp the whole live streaming until I'd say autumn of last year. It was mainly just me streaming to YouTube at the time, and then editing videos actually within YouTube. But until I actually knew what say OBS was, or Streamlabs OBS and all that sort of jazz, and I really knew what Twitch was, YouTube was kind of like what the platform that I was sticking to.
Oh, no way. I mean, I guess that ties into the next part I've got about this is so with you saying that, I mean, live streaming, you get your comments coming in simultaneously to you putting out the content, whereas with a pre-recorded video, you upload that and then you get all your comments after the content's gone live. So I guess that would have been a learning curve as well, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. I probably wasn't even aware I was live at the time. I thought I was recording a video.
And also, you mentioned that you did get quite nervous when you clicked that live button.
Yeah, it was. I mean, even though I was in the comfort of my gaming room, it was because it was live, and I think the only sort of at the time, most of the time it was like close friends that were coming into chat just to see how I was getting on and that. So this was before, and then the odd occasion you would have, a viewer come in and watch, but they'd be only in for about 2 or 3 minutes, leave a comment or so, and then they'd go and move on to another stream. So, but that was kind of because at the time I'd have been like, just playing the game, not even looking at the chat or not engaging. So yeah, it was a daunting task at first, but it's like anything. You do it enough and you start getting used to it. I mean, that's the thing I definitely would give people the biggest advice on is get used to trying to engage with an empty room.
I mean, that's the great piece of advice, but coming from a pre-recording background, I suppose, would that be any different to starting from the pre-recording and then going to YouTube live streaming?
Oh no! I did go live back in the day. I wasn't doing let's plays, but I thought in my head it was recorded. I didn't realise I was actually going live at the time. That's what I meant when I was saying like let's plays and that.
Ah, got you.
It was because YouTube, when you go live on YouTube, I don't know if they've changed it now, but if you go live, then it would automatically save to your channel. Whereas Twitch now, you'd have to obviously export to YouTube or vice versa and that.
Yeah. And how did you overcome those nerves of the live button?
It was just got used to it and practiced. And obviously, one thing I did, you'd watch obviously various YouTube how videos, how to get you to. I mean, the one thing I do love about the whole social media, YouTube, and then even Twitch now is if I don't know how to do something, I can click on to one of these websites, type it in, and someone will show me how to do it. I mean, to be honest, that's how I've done most of my learning experience over the last few years is through either YouTube or Twitch. So I, for one, would happily sit there for hours on end watching various videos by other content creators, giving you help and advice on how to present your stream. That's kind of one thing I took away from it and helped grow myself by learning from other people and then putting that into my own experiences.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a good way to bounce off of somebody else, watch what's out there. There's already a ton of content out there to get you.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that definitely helped me.
So moving along to the next one, what do you think is, in your opinion, the most common reason a streamer would say fail or give up on actually hitting the go live button?
I don't know. I think a lot of times people are probably a bit nervous about putting themselves out there. I mean, if you haven't got a webcam, it's not, there's still a bit of a guard there. But I mean, once you get like a camera and people can actually see you, then that can be one of the most nervous experiences. Obviously, people are looking at you through obviously the camera and through their eyes. So I think that's a lot, especially if someone's not used to engagement with other people anyway. And then I think that's probably one of the biggest challenges of getting there is actually putting yourself out there.
Right. Just the fact that knowing that somebody's actually tuning in and all the nerves that kind of go along with that.
Yeah. And I think people, they're not. What's the word for it? They're not willing to. I mean, I think that probably a lot of people think, if I go live, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to say I'm shit or rubbish or something.
Right.
But it's. I mean, as an expert at losing at first-person shooters, I'm used to criticisms.
Right.
But yeah, I think you just gotta. Even if you're not the biggest, even if you're not the best actual gamer, just do something that is different, or have fun. As long as you're having fun at the game, that will transpire onto the stream itself.
Right, absolutely. And you kind of nailed the next question on the head a little bit as well. Kind of talking about even if you're not the best at that game, just carry on. And it leads into the next question. So as a streamer, humility and self-reflection seem to be a pretty large part of any streamer's life. How important is that factor, humility and self-reflection, to you?
Very important. Like Twitch and even YouTube, because I do YouTube help videos. Well, not help videos, but I do a tech tutorials on YouTube because I'm into technology anyway. That's my geek sort of obsession.
Right.
But Twitch is almost like me preparing myself to talk to people, like especially for like technology. I mean, like especially gaming. I mean, for me personally, I'm like I said, like I'm terrible at first person shooters, so I will always make a joke out of my own game style. And then I've had people come into my stream tell me I'm rubbish. I said, no mate, you're going to know me as the worst gamer ever, and that's my mission. Yeah, and I've people have like stopped us. I mean, the biggest couple of times where you've had these, especially for like games like your Call of Duties and your PUBGs and that, you've got people coming in going, "How did you not see him?" I said, "Mate, I'm supposed to wear glasses here. I ain't wore glasses for 2 years." It's just, I think it's just turning negative things into fun. And I think once they realise that, I mean, I've always been the same. I said, you could say anything you wanted to me, and I don't care. I'll probably agree with you, to be honest. But that's just kind of my thing. Yeah, I think as long as you're having fun, that's the most important. And then that eventually will transpire into your viewers, and they'll see that as well.
Yeah, if you're able to reverse what that common troll might be bringing into your channel,
yeah,
that's why people are going to keep coming back, because hey, you threw it back at them, and you're not afraid to say, hey, well, okay, I missed that shot. Let's go back and do it again, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I even put it in my rules on Twitch itself. Like the standard rules template. I always say anything you want about me, but any of the A, B, C or of troll chat towards other people in the viewership, that's where you'll get a ban or a stop or whatever, timeout. But stuff towards me, never been an issue. I usually agree with it. It's probably true.
I mean, yeah, it's probably like that's probably like the basic template of most people's channels, I guess.
Yeah.
So my next question to you would be, what do you think are some of the specific roadblocks to watch out for as a streamer?
That's as soon as you go day one, you are going to be at the bottom of the totem pole for probably a long time. You'll be low in the directory. I think a lot of the newer streamers, I think the first thing they do is they go onto a game like Fortnite and expect their channel to blow up. Whereas, as we all know, as soon as you got your ninjas, your Tifu, as soon as they go on live, everybody else is watching them. So I think, one of the things I really do love about Twitch as a platform, I can't believe you can go on there and watch cooking channels. That amazes me. That does. That people can go on there and make recipes and stuff like that. Art. Find your niche. Don't just go on there. Don't go on there. Don't spend money on expensive overlays, or get people to design your stuff. And you can do, if that's fair enough, but most of the stuff I've done, I've created myself. That's just going onto a free photo editor and just downloading a free copyright-free overlay from YouTube. Google. Sorry. So I'd say the thing is find your niche and let your channel and content grow. Don't go straight in there thinking that just because you play popular game of the month A, that you're going to have thousands of people viewing you. I've been streaming. I've properly invested my time into it, I'd say, since autumn of 2018, and I'm now getting to the point where I'm having a steady influx of I'd say 10 average of 10 people per stream. Yeah, I'm still not getting the point where I'm having a lot of the same people come back, but I'm still enjoying, actually. As soon as I see someone come into chat and start chatting, that's made my night already, because I think the whole point of content creation is you want your stuff to be admired or to be viewed. And if I see one person come in saying, what game you're playing, that's made me night already, that is.
Yeah. It's always nice to have that one person come into your stream and say, hey.
Yeah.
Because then it kind of puts you at ease a bit more, knowing that people are there to watch you for who you are. Yeah,
and just you saying hey back and just having a chat probably made that person's night.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, because one of the things when I got really into, you join your Discord communities, a lot of your viewers are other people from the Discord communities, and a lot of my most people like that come and watch me now are probably from those communities. But it's still kind of a way of keeping in touch with people you've met since doing it. And then the biggest plus I have is when a completely new person from out, they're just a viewer, comes in and starts chatting, whether that's 2, 3, 4. But that's like because then once you get to the point where you've got content to keep seeing them coming back, that's the awesome thing. I mean, I could have a stream where it's just 2 people talking. That would make my night completely. That would, because that's me building a relationship with the community.
Those people will tell other people who will tell other people.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's free promotion as well, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. It's like anything. It's like we live in an era now where social media is that important. I mean, I'm what it was on not Facebook when I first got to it, but now you got your Twitters, your Instagrams, and I didn't really get what Instagram was until recently.
So speaking of your different, I suppose, social media platforms, and it kind of brings us on to the next question, but kind of doesn't.
Right.
But I'm going to use it as a segue anyway. So with all the different technologies that are out there that you can buy, what piece of equipment would you like to have the most?
I would probably say my PC, because until I got my latest microphone for Christmas, I was using a bog standard. It was £25 cheap Chinese branded microphone, and that sounded awesome. But I mean, at the time, then 6-7 months ago, I was still using my my gaming headset for chatting on that. But so for me personally, would probably be my PC, because with CPUs and all that, the better CPU you have, the more consistent output you can put through either OBS or Streamlabs. But I mean, even if I went back to just streaming from a console, I think that'd be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I've streamed a couple of times from my console, and
it's still a good experience.
It is, and with the what I like about streaming from the PlayStation is you can have the chat on the side of your screen too.
Yes, yeah.
Where with the Xbox, I don't think that's a feature.
Oh, really? I'm quite shocked at that.
I mean, it might have been, but I've only ever streamed from my Xbox like 2 or 3 times, so.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's a feature.
Yeah, I used to love that feature on the PlayStation, because I see either your camera or the little picture of your profile picture, then you got the little in the right hand side. And
So switching gears just a little bit, as far as all the people that are out there on Twitch and YouTube and all the other platforms that might be out there, who would you say is your streamer role model, and why?
I'd think for me it would be, it's a really difficult one, that is. That's a stumper, that is. But for me it would probably be, I wouldn't say role model, but I do really appreciate their content, would be Dr. Disrespect. I think the whole character of Dr. is brilliant, because I'm a wrestling fan, so I like the whole the way he comes across as like either an 80s action hero or an action villain, or an 80s action villain wrestler. I love it. I think it's brilliant. I think it's such a different take on the character thing. I love characters on Twitch, whether you're dressed as a pirate or whether you're dressed as an 80s action villain. Anything to sort of separate yourself from the norm, I think it should be celebrated.
Oh, absolutely. I agree 100%. It's anything that kind of sets you apart, and it gives you a little bit of a unique twist to your own stream.
Yeah, I mean, for me myself, the whole thing is leveling up. If I level up, or like when I was going back, if someone drops a follow, he goes, thanks for the follow, you just leveled up. And I even got to the point where, like, as soon as someone drops bits, they're not bits, they're XP boost.
Nice.
So for me,
I like that.
for me, it's just, the whole thing is just, I've always loved the whole starting from zero, growing to max level. Whether it's like RPGs, looters, even MMOs, I love the whole starting from zero and then working yourself up to like god level.
Right.
But then
I love that.
with not that I'm saying I'm a god now, if you know what I mean. Like,
No.
see your character get to the point where no matter what boss he takes on, he can kill him in one hit.
Oh yeah,
Right. Yep. So are there any upcoming games that you're really looking forward to more than another?
Torchlight Frontiers, I think, is going to be really good. But I love that franchise anyway. I think Torchlight 2 is going to be, I think The Division 2 is also going to be really, really.
Yes.
I'm really liking Anthem. I just hope they kind of fix some of the issues with it at the moment, but I think that's got the potential to be quite good once it's patched and fixed and they've got all their ideas out for it. I'm sure Destiny 3 will be coming this year, but I think we got quite a few games to keep us satisfied this year. I think.
Yeah, it seems
especially
like they're pumping it.
yeah. I mean, February was a crazy month. We had
Right.
Anthem come out. Apex Legends just completely come out of nowhere,
Mhm.
and I think something else come out in February that it was crazy month. February was.
Yeah, myself personally, I'm really looking forward to the new Division.
Yeah,
Same.
I got a chance to play the closed beta.
Oh,
Stopped it until the open, but for what I played of it, I really definitely made it. I think it's more vibrant than the first one, and it seemed to be a bit more streamlined compared to the first one. Like, there's a lot more easier way of doing stuff.
Oh,
That'd
that'll
be
be
good.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah. That's probably my only issue that I had with the first one was it wasn't very streamlined.
One, you would get through your levels, and one of our buddies even had mentioned that he got to the very end levels and then realized that he could actually add things to each of his weapons or his gear or whatever to give him that boost. So it wasn't very clear cut right in the first one. So that'll be nice to see if they kind of make that a little easier down the road.
yeah, definitely. I think by the sounds of it, because I never got further enough in the first one to get to the point where I'm competitive in the dark zone. I
Right.
used to find with the first one, you get so far, and there'd always be that boss that was just such a pain in the ass to try and kill, and then you move on to the next one. And I don't think I ever got to the point. I think it was too much. It was too repetitive, the first one. But then obviously they patched it up and transformed the game. But by the time they had, I was already heavily engrossed into Destiny 1, which was sort of I think I must have played that game for a year and a half straight. Whereas Destiny 2 now, I'm struggling to sometimes get in the mood for it because I'm not liking a lot of the choices they made for that game. The grind for max level is shocking on that game compared to the first one.
Yeah, I find that with many games now, though, you grind and grind and grind, and it gets you like halfway to the next level.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like when you complete the story mission and you're still not the rank level.
Right.
Yeah.
They're like, right, you've done the story now play the game. It's just such a weird concept to me.
Yeah,
It's almost like the story mode's the tutorial.
right. I mean, I kind of found that out with like Grand Theft Auto 5. Like, you'd complete the actual story mode, but it only put you to like, I don't know, about 55% done, because you had
Yeah.
all the side missions that you had to do as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
I mean, it's like, I remember going back to the PS3 era. There was about a few games that come out more from Sony. I think it would have been like, I remember Mag, Sock'em Confrontation, where it was online only, and at the time they were getting
Oh,
panned left, right, and centre for not having a story mode. And then you look at now where Black Ops 4 hasn't got a story mode,
Uh-huh.
Apex Legends doesn't have a story mode, PUBG, Ring of Elysium, Fortnite. Well, Fortnite's got that end of the world thing,
yeah.
but none of those games have got a story mode, and it's completely accepted. If they try to put a story mode in it now, they would be slated for it because it's taken away from the online side of things. Whereas back in the day, it was, oh, you've ruined the single player because you've stuck online multiplayer in there.
Right. I mean, I suppose it's socially acceptable now not to have a story mode.
Exactly.
I honestly, I have, and Monkey and I went, or Cameron and I went over this the other day. I've literally hardly ever played a campaign, single story, or the story mode. I always jump online. So
yeah. I think the last time I played, actually from like Call of Duty story mode for them, probably Modern Warfare 2 and Bad.
Oh God.
right.
So I'm just showing my age now.
Oh, same.
So moving on to the next section of the interview that I like to call peeling back the layers. This is where our questions get a tiniest bit more personal. Take them as you wish, answer them as you wish. I'm not going to force it upon you. But let's get into the very first question of BehindRob. So what keeps you grounded in real life?
I would say my wife, actually. I would say my wife. You know, she's always there. You know, she's always there. She's the one person that will be honest, support. So a lot of times when I'll make a decision that I think is a good idea, she'll explain to me why it's not, which 9 times out of 10 she's right. that's usually the way it goes in this house. I think it's a good idea, and I'll explain to her how it's not a good idea, and here's the reason why. And I never see that reason.
That's how it goes. So
that's it.
Yeah, but it's good to have that support behind you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So, this next question kind of ties in with the first one. So, how do you balance streaming and the home life?
I think for me, it's quite good that I've got work life that I have. I work within the care industry, so you know I do 12-hour shifts, 8 till 8. So I have to have 2 stream schedules because of my rolling rota shift pattern. So 1 week I'm doing Tuesday to Friday work, full 12-hour days, and then I'll have Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, and then I'll go back in Thursday and work through to Sunday. So I try and do more streaming side of it on my longer days off. Whereas it helps if my wife's at work, so I can get some more streaming, or just messing around making videos on YouTube is within those 5 days. But then when I do get the weekend off, I try to, if I do stream, it'll probably be late at night when my wife has gone to bed. But during the day, I try and do as much as I can at home life, and then that gives me the time to then do my streaming whilst either she's away at work or she's got something planned in the evening. So it's weekends. I sometimes, but then if like Friday night before my weekend off, I'll come home from work, I'll get loaded up on coffee or whatever, and then I'll have a couple of hours on stream. So it kind of helps that I've got the work life I've got at the moment. Whereas if I did a 9 till 5 Monday to Friday, I think I'd find it a bit more difficult to manage.
Right.
I completely feel you. I completely feel where you're going from with that stuff.
Yeah. Whereas the industry that I work in as well.
Yeah, it sounds like it definitely definitely help out, have a few days off to kind of focus a little more on the stream. So going back to the actual stream itself, you had mentioned earlier about trolls coming in and bugging you on stream or anything like that. Does it bother you personally if somebody brings negativity into your stream?
It depends what content you mean. If they come in and just start insulting me, then no, it don't bother me at all. quite like it. If they started to another viewer, then I'd step in and go, look, come on, you're packing in or else. But I think the other negative side of it is other streamers coming into your chat and trying to put a downer on yours. Is
Right.
From explaining, oh, I didn't get no support on mine and that sort of thing. Whereas it's like, well, don't do it. What's the point? It's like, why come into another person's stream to down on theirs? Because obviously, try to be positive about it. That's the best way I do. I mean, like I said earlier, so if someone comes in and starts knocking my play style, I agree with them. And it's probably true. And then 9 times out of 10, they'll either move on or they'll enjoy the content. I do think people take trolls too seriously. I think if you start, oh, how dare you come into my stream, say that, I think you're feeding them. That a lot of these trolls, they want attention. They're obviously not getting it at home. So if they can either cause an argument or just get some sort of interaction off someone in a negative way, then they've won. But if even if you just chat to them and just or agree with them, I find if someone insults you and you go, yeah, I know, mate, they've lost. I think it's like, oh crap, that's not the reaction I wanted.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, like I said, like a lot of time when people come in, they're like, oh mate, you're shit. You couldn't hit. You had 2 chances to shoot both of them. And goes, oh mate, you agree with them. And then a lot of times they either find it funny or they move on. So I think you just have to be. I've always been quite good at tongue-in-cheek stuff. I think it kind of helps my banter half the time, and especially work friends or just general friends half the time. And it's like I explained to a lot of people. I said the way I interact with my friends is we spend 15 minutes insulting each other, and then we agree on what happened at the football.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So, as with being a streamer, obviously, we're always looking to the future and what we can do better in our streams and for our content, for our communities. What are your goals for the future as a streamer?
To still be doing it and to hopefully grow. And then with me, and a lot of the times is my problem, I get very fixated on an idea. So, I want to be a streamer. I want to, not necessarily full time, but I get to the point where I own a streamer. But recently as well, I've been getting into doing videos for YouTube, whether that's just tech guides, how to optimize a game, or even just how to make your microphone sound better. I love content creation. I'm so glad and fortunate we've got content creation as an actual thing now, whereas years ago it was just someone chatting a bit. I mean, I am such a fan of unboxing videos. I love unboxing videos. I don't know why, but I love the whole concept of someone's got a box. They've got the most creative knife ever, whether it's a bat knife or even I've seen someone doing an unboxing with a samurai sword before. So I love, content creation. I think is one of my favourite things in this modern era. And I think if I get to the point where I'm known as a content creator, then I think I've achieved what I want to achieve. Not, like a lot of people say, like, oh, they want to push a partner, but I think a lot of times partner is just such a far away thing that it's not even worth thinking about unless you've got the fan base support, networking side of it all sorted to actually push for a partner. Whereas I feel with Twitch, a lot of times they just keep changing the goalposts. So I think necessarily partner, but I would love to get to the point where I'm known as a Twitch streamer.
Right. That's a good goal to go for.
Yeah.
I agree. So, this is the part of the stream? I'm not streaming, but this is a podcast.
You just leveled up.
This is the part of the podcast where we start to wrap stuff up with the interview. So, I guess one of the questions is, what is one tip? What's the biggest tip you could give to someone who's thinking about or has only just started streaming?
enjoy it. Be natural. Or if you get, we live in an era now where you can stream from your phone, just walking through the park, talking. Just do it. Just if you've got some content to upload and share to the world, share it. I think if you spend too much time contemplating becoming a streamer, and then you find it's been months and you still haven't done one video, even if you did one, YouTube, Twitch, doesn't matter. If you did one video and 3 people in the world have seen it, that's a win. You shared your content to someone in the world. There's 70 odd billion of us on this planet, and if 3 of those 70 odd billion of people have seen your video or content, then you've won. So if you want to stream, just stream, do it. And if you want to grow, then give it time, be patient. Don't just be in it for the quick fame. So it's going to take time. It's like anything. It's like you've got to practice at it, and eventually you'll get the recognition and things that you want in life.
Great piece of advice. And this next question is this is where you can shine a bit. So what do you have going on right now with your stream, or anything that you want to talk about? This is your place to speak about right now.
Well, Twitch side of things, I am in the starting some scheduled week shows. So Tuesday, which has become quite a favourite. So I've got Titanfall Tuesday. Fridays, I'm going to be starting a free-to-play Friday, which I'll do a poll up on Twitter once a week, which I'll put various free-to-play games, and then the Twitch viewers or Twitter viewers select the choice of my free-to-play Friday. And then I've also got, for Mondays, I'm going to be doing Monster Hunter Mondays, because I love that game. YouTube side of it, I'm going to be... Obviously, I've just not long done the how to optimize your microphones to make it sound more professional. I'm going to be showing how to spraz up and make a computer case look awesome. And I'm also going to be, eventually, what I'll be doing is doing a live stream of me building a computer.
Awesome.
But I think one day I would like to get to the point where I could do a just chatting stream, whereas I think at the moment I just find that the actual just chatting concept of it mind-boggling. It's weird. It's like when I did, because I did a few podcasts, but I've still not got my head around the concept of a podcast. I mean, I'm doing this with you two, it's brilliant. I've got someone to talk to. When you're just doing a podcast on your own, it is crazy difficult. I found it harder than streaming, recording a podcast. That was just me in the room, no one else, just me and a microphone. I could delete the video, I could get rid of it completely, but the whole concept of just talking, it's like being on radio. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny that you bring it up, because I wasn't going to say this, but shameless shout out for yourself here. Well, we have actually been in the talks of collabing on yours as well, haven't we?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That would. Yeah, so if I can get my head, mine kind of went weeks before doing another one, all night editing it, uploading, and I realised my second episode went on for 15 minutes. And I was like, oh my god! I think by the time I'd uploaded it to YouTube and watched the run, I looked at the time. I was like, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I got work tomorrow. But yeah, I'd love to get to the point where I could do a weekly podcast. But I find a lot of time it's just by the time you come to do it, and you get into doing something else, and I think, oh, I missed the opportunity again.
Yeah.
But from because I've been watching your podcast, and yeah, this is going to be some glowing recognition for you. I've been watching your podcast from the first episode, and you have grown because you're kind of similar to where I was. I can't watch my first episode of the podcast, and I'm sure you're probably the same, because
yeah,
it's I kept saying the word fucking so many bloody times on that. And that was kind of like the first ever time I started streaming. I'll be like, "Yeah, mate, I'm just playing a game," and it's just one of the things you can't get. You just stop yourself from doing. I found the more time I focused on it, yeah.
But that's actually really cool to know, because I wasn't aware that you've been listening since the very first one. That's actually
Yeah,
quite
man.
heartwarming.
I've got it saved on my notification.
No way. No way. That's warmed me up a bit inside, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to start crying on podcast, but yeah, thank you so much for that.
No worries, dude.
So if somebody wanted to check you out on obviously on Twitch or YouTube or whatever else, where and how can we find you on social media and your schedule?
Well, I'm at LevelUpRob on Twitter. In the process of being updated again, because schedule sometimes is the worst thing, because I find if I don't have a schedule, then I can stream whenever I want. But then I find if I stick to a routine, then that becomes a bit of a challenge, because like you said, if you come home from you had a bad day at work, or you're exhausted, or when I was chasing affiliate, one of the things I was doing, it was doing a 12-hour shift, coming home and immediately streaming from 8 o'clock at night till it was sometimes 2 in the morning, then going back to work, doing it again. And I think reaching affiliate, I had to take 2.5 weeks off just to get over that.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So that goes back to a bit of helpful advice. People was like, don't rush. Don't invest too much of your time into it, because you'll just burn yourself out and exhaust yourself. But I'm hoping to get my streaming schedule worked out. At the moment, it's just obviously whenever my days off, or whenever I've got spare time. So I'm hoping to do Mondays is definitely that's I think I'd say Mondays is definitely the only day that I'm definitely will be streaming, because I have every Monday off. I didn't tonight because by the time I relaxed and got over the weekend's worth of work and that. By the time I got your emails or your messages about doing this tonight, then I sort of decided, what, just have a night in, don't go online, and recharge yourself, and then enjoy your days at work, if that's possible sometimes, and then start strong and have a good stream this coming Friday. So this Friday I'll be doing my free to play Friday. So the poll will probably be going up tomorrow, and then hopefully I've got an idea of what I'm going to be streaming this Friday.
So, just to clarify, so people get the right things, your Twitter is at LevelUpRob.
Yeah.
Your Twitch is twitch.tv/LevelUpRob.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm missing one.
I think my Instagram, although that's really
right. So
is also, I think that's also LevelUpRob as well.
Okay, so they can find you everywhere at LevelUpRob.
Yeah. I mean that goes back to another bit of advice for get a name that is easy to search for or say. Because when I first went on Twitch or YouTube, I was not LevelUpRob. I was Robbo Games, and I was. Yeah, I know this is how funny this is going to be, right? I joined at the time, I can never remember who this streamer was, but it was quite a big streamer. And, you'd be in the chat window as you do. You say, "Oh, how you doing? You're right." And the guy goes, "Hey, what's up, Robo Games? How you doing?"
Oh God, no!
And I'm like, "No." So I immediately went back to the drawing board, and I was like, "Oh, idiot, you come up with a really bad name." So then I thought, right, what could be easy to be with Rob? And I thought, well, I like leveling up, and my name's Rob. And then I joined them together, and then here we are.
Easy, simple, but it works. Love it.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. And just as I say at the end of every podcast, all that information will be down below in the description.
Brilliant.
yeah, that's all the questions we have for you, Rob. I don't really say this, but have you got any questions you would like that you have to ask us?
I would say, what made you want to become?
Ooh, good one. I like talking to people. Probably the main
that's a
thing.
brilliant answer. That's a brilliant answer.
The main thing. I love talking to people. Do it. I mean, I do it professionally, kind of thing. Well, I'm not a professional talker, but it's part of my role that I do. So, yeah, talking to people, main thing.
Yeah, that's still good. That's awesome.
I want to absolutely thank you for coming on and being on the podcast today. It was really cool to speak with you and honestly, meet another person that may not necessarily do the best at FPSs, but hey, still pushes through.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for having me. I really enjoyed tonight.
Been a pleasure having you as well, bud. Thank you so much.
I'll be sure to tune in for the next episode.
I wonder who that'll be. I'm sure. I mean, like we said in the intro to the podcast, Terminal has stepped away just for a little while, but he's still going to be in charge of all the really snazzy editing. So I'm sure he'll make it look really pretty. So, but yeah, one more time, a massive thank you to Rob for coming on the podcast, being our amazing guest, and being a fellow Brit.
I'll say what part?
What part am I from? I am.
Yeah.
Well, funny story. I'm not. I don't live where I'm from. I'm one of those ones who's migrated like halfway down the country.
Yeah.
But I live in Manchester, so.
Oh, well, fair enough. Well, I'm a Worcestershire. We ain't really got much.
I kind of got it from the accent.
Sort of that random. It's hilarious because until I watch myself back on either streaming or YouTube, you don't realise how sometimes I sound like a farmer. It's just like, oh my god, do I really sound like that? And then it's like amazing because I've got like a buddy of mine is from Hawaii. And he can't get over my accent sometimes. Yeah, thank you very much for having me, guys. See you soon.
Don't forget you can catch Level Up Rob over at twitch.tv/LevelUpRob and on Twitter at LevelUpRob. We will also have all this information down below underneath this episode as usual. It also feels really good to be back recording again. We look forward to speaking with our next guest. Who will it be? Could it be you? Also, once again, a massive thank you to our guests. Thank you for listening, and see you all in the next episode. Peace.
Thanks for listening to Behind the Streams. Be sure to follow us on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube.
You can also listen on iTunes and Spotify.